Hello, guys. Let's wait for some people to join before we do all the fun things. Oh, there we go. What's up? This is Spruska from India. What's going on, dude from India? Namaste. How you doing? Stay in the groove, drummers. Oh, you saw that? I just posted that. Just took it in a gas station.
Namaste in the groove.
Huh?
Namaste in the groove.
Namaste in the groove. That's it. Who are you? I am Danny from Marbin. Who are you? You're on my feed. Can we bring people on? How does this work?
Remember we used to do that?
Yeah, we used to do it all the time.
We used to do crazy shit like that when you were young.
Yeah. That was fun times. How do you bring people on?
Probably can't on YouTube.
Ah, that's too bad. What's up, Randy? Shalom, Ali. How you doing, guys? All right, let's talk music. What do you guys want to talk about? Ask us anything.
What are you guys working on?
You want to know Danny's body count? 0. Virgin.
I am a virgin. Everybody knows.
Me too. If I'm doing the in the pocket thing with my shoulders, do I just keep picking most of the notes when I'm playing lead, or should I space them out? I don't know what you mean. You know, feeling time isn't like there's no one dance to do all the time. Everything's just like kind of like a different way into it. But
I do it in my eyebrows.
you have to. It's more like the physical. The point is to move rhythmically and find the way you're going to play within a motion that makes sense. So if you're going to have any shoulder movement, like, you know, you need, like, you're moving your shoulders like in halftime or something, or in like, you know, like the whole notes, like, you know, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So inside that, like maybe your forearm is going like, you know, your wrist, it's all connected. So it makes it natural and easy when you're subdividing. Think about like a tree that's moving from the root, you know, and then like creating like this big shaking in the branches. So yeah. Thoughts on Hank Garland? He was a badass. He was very good. I like his Cherokee. It's good. Hello from the country Brazil. We've heard about it. My dad's here. Hi, Abba. Abba, did you like my video? My latest video? I was just watching your latest short. What did you think? Hey dude, just want to say your guitar lessons are absolutely incredible. The best I've found on YouTube by a mile. Thanks. Thank you, Buck. Yeah, you know, I try to... My system is really simple. When it comes to that stuff, it's not really like other creators, because they try to sit there and kind of like, what would be content that does really well? And for me, I play gigs and then I teach students and I just see what works with people. So it tends to be a better system. Thanks for your explanation. You're welcome. Is everyone swing like a fingerprint? How do I find common ground? No, some people swing like a dick on a statue. Some people are horrible at swinging, so that's a weird analogy, because they would have in that world a terrible fingerprint. I don't know, man. When it's hopping, everybody knows it's hopping. It's like, and then you get
I think he means that people don't swing exact triplets, but everybody has a different...
Yeah, but like, you know, but like, here's the truth. When you're playing with people, can you notice how spaced out their triplets are, or are you just noticing if it's swinging or not? You know what I mean? And it's like, do you know how much you're swinging, or are you just like, don't live in musical autism.
What was the question again?
What?
That's correct.
If everyone's swing is like a fingerprint, I'm saying like you don't want to live in this place where
I
you're
remember the Jacob Collier video where he talks about
like percentages of moving the swing. Yeah, like
big swing 59%.
yeah, it's nerd shit. Like, you know, when you're playing with people, you just want to listen to what they sound like and make a sound with them. The worst thing you can do with time is like try to think about where the metronome would be and play with it. You know, just listen to your actual drummer and just do things when he's doing them, and you will be together. It's really just about listening.
Was that a good impression?
Huh?
Was that a good impression of Jacob Collier?
Yeah, very good.
Thank you.
What are you doing, Mr. Al Pacino? Hello from Colombia. Oh, it's just because you're in a different country and all of us Italians look the same to you. But why don't you like black people? I like black people.
Is this Nick again?
Music. They swing like a toilet seat. Who created the universe? The Who. Wow, there's some random comments here. Who created the Who? What? Hello, my brother, my literal gynecological brother. Hello, how you doing? The Better Sax series is great too. Oh, you guys, a shout out to Danny. He started his own.
Oh yeah. No, we took it out of. I guess I do have some of it on the channel, but no, it's out. There is a new channel that I don't know if you can even find. It's
Sax Therapy. Yeah, he has a channel now on YouTube. Also, Sax Therapy on Instagram.
Sax Therapy Official on Instagram.
Sax Therapy Official.
That might be the easiest way to find the YouTube channel, honestly.
Somebody says, play Kanye's new song, please. Yeah.
Which song?
Kanye's new song.
Which is the song?
I believe he's referring to Heil Hitler.
What's the name of the song?
You never heard it?
No.
Oh, dude. It's a banger.
When did it come out?
Recently.
Somebody said that he had a song about sucking off his cousin.
No, I don't think that's true. Maybe. The whole band has to swing together. Anyone that isn't listening as in their own universe is not swinging. That's correct. Yeah, you gotta, and it's like, it's not even like for a swing groove. It's just like for any groove. AC/DC is playing together. What? You know, AC/DC is playing to their drummer. You gotta listen to your drummer, listen to your bassist, listen to how people are playing time, and try to sort of find yourself, your choices within that, you know? What are your thoughts on Eddie Van Halen as a player? I like Van Halen. Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, it's rock music. It's different. It's like they play really short solos in rock, so it's like a whole other sport. Is this the sax player who is on Juke Joint? He is the sax player that's on everything. That's Marbin. The internet is amazing. You're amazing.
If I was king, I would cancel the internet.
Yeah, if one guy is promoting Candace.
Candace Owens?
Yeah.
Why?
Bless her heart. What a wretch, you said. Is it true he's a cousin sucker? I don't know. Hello, Marbin. Would you read this comment? Yes, Reed, I will. What up, Eva? My wife and I saw you on Monsters of Rock. We loved you. Master Part 2 was a highlight. We looked for it since, haven't found it. It's coming out soon. We're recording it next month. We're recording an album. Nice to meet you. I am from Indonesia. Okay, cool. You have beautiful eyes. No, I don't. Stop it. We're looking forward to seeing you in Detroit. That's gonna be fun. I can't find the Sex Therapy channel. We can't find the Sex Therapy channel.
Sex therapy? It sucks therapy.
Sax Therapy.
Yeah, but I was saying, what about, can you find the Sax Therapy official on Insta? You might have to go through that.
What are your favorite Scott Henderson solos? I was just texting with Scott yesterday. We were texting all day. He was giving me some tone tips. Very, very smart. Very smart man, Scott. He knows a lot about the tone. He has good advice. Favorite solos? Like everybody, like Dolomite, and all the stuff from Vital Tectones, the early Tribal Tech stuff. Your advice on not using a backing track was very helpful to me. Are there any other techniques you could recommend? Yeah, lots of techniques. You gotta ask something more specific, you know. I have opinions about everything. Favorite Kenny Burrell album? I'm not into Kenny. I never liked him. He always sounded like, you know, like I don't know, just not my thing. Like technically sloppy. Never liked his sound. Never liked the choice. Just didn't get it. I like Wes. You know what I mean? Wes is so good. It's like why are we talking about Kenny? We have like Joe Pass, we have George Benson, we have Wes. I've always felt like, you know, like the albums sound nice, they're like bluesy. Like I'd rather that be on than pop music, but like in the world of jazz, it's just I don't know, him and Grant Green, I don't get it. I don't get what people like. I listened to it so much and I never got it. Yeah. There are players who will play outside lines and it feels like natural right for the improvisation, like John Scofield. And then there are players like me who sound contrived. Any advice? Yeah, your rhythm probably sucks and his rhythm's great. You know, it's really great. Like it's not like his execution is not always great. It's a little bit sloppy, but the ideas are like his internal drummer that's making up the rhythms is constantly making cool shit. And you have to use parrot brain to understand it. Parrot brain is a very simple machine. If I go like do 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 ba do ba, you can just hear it in your head. And even if it's longer, to dig it da do da to do the data. You can hear the echo of it. But if I go longer, to dig it da do da to do the data, ba do do da do da ba do da do da, that's kind of like not sure, maybe I'm losing parts of it. But if I go to do da do da to do da da ba do da do da to do da to do da to do da da ba do da 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 to do ga to do da da ba ba, you're like, what the fuck was even the beginning, right? So parrot brain turns off and now your listening goes to the moment. You're with me moment to moment, but you're no longer able to sort of do this copy pasting thing. You control the chunks you're biting off from music with your space bar. Just pause it. So listen to 2 bars of Scofield's rhythm, whatever, like even ahead, right? And just take that, like just all you got to do is keep your measure straight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, that's kind of too short of a rhythm. But if you take like a rhythm that he plays, better. Something like that. Just move it through some scales, move it through pentatonics, move it through Dorian stuff, move it through changes. You know, you gotta extract the rhythms that he's playing in the music, and then those become vehicles for whatever notes you want. They can be chromatic, play some real bullshit like the same something like that. It will carry whatever you want it to carry. Without love, we are nothing. We are bashing Berkeley's tuition. Scott's a good cat. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, Berkeley, they have it coming. What do you think about trumpet players, and why are they better than saxophone players?
You can't spell glove without love.
You can't spell glove without love. All the trumpet players I've ever met had brain damage. I swear. I think they blow too hard, too much pressure for too long. And there actually have been almost no great trumpet players in my estimation. I can count them on one hand, I think. Like Louis Armstrong, great. King Oliver is kind of hit or miss. I like him, but like there's not a lot of really, like the music's kind of like, Harry James, great. Like, I don't know. Like from the bebop era, there's another dude, Clifford Brown, pretty great.
What about the guy that was playing for Moscow?
Oh yeah, the guy played. What's the name of that dude? Huh? Yeah, the guy played with Oscar Peterson all the time. He's great.
Somebody find it out.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah. What do you think about the dancers when playing? Do you think about the dancers when you're playing jazz? I played a dance not too long ago with like a gypsy jazz band, and like the manager came up to us after 2 songs. It's like, hey, play shorter songs. What are you guys doing? And we're like, why? And it's just like they're getting tired. Just like, oh, never thought about that before. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just the fact that like a song, if you play it 7 minutes, like the people are like, they have ending moves. They're trying to like push through. They're just like giving them a cardio. It's like a Zumba class for them. It's fucked up.
I know that my biggest joy in life is dancing and moving my body. So I want to do it to other people.
Exactly.
So it's like when I play, I was like, what would get people to really dance?
Yeah, Danny's all about the joy.
You can really dance.
Do you like Marty Friedman? I think his style is insane. I saw him embarrass himself trying to play some gypsy jazz. That was not good.
Really?
Yeah.
When did you do that?
Oh, recently, like Minor
Doesn't he have
Swing.
spiders?
No, that's Dave Mustaine.
Oh shit.
But he has a right hand that looks kind of like Django-esque, but it's not. It's just weird. But him and Megadeth, it's like the best Megadeth solos ever. Everybody knows that. It's amazing. And Cacophony was badass. You know, after that, like, it was like a little bit like he was writing like a never-ending soundtrack for a Van Damme movie with his world music. But I like that too. But yeah, it's all right. When you were on Monsters of Rock, you mentioned that you had Extreme poster hanging in your room as a kid. What's your favorite Nuno solo? Oh man, I love so many of them. I mean, Human Hater. I love the Bumblebee one. I love everything on Porno Graffiti is awesome. I like Decadence Dance. They're all great. He's just great. Nuno's just the shit. It's like fun, you know. It's like a really way more polished Van Halen, you know. But like he packs that like fun energy into it. It's like a lot of these guys, you know, that were like aspiring shredders, but like he was just a full package, you know. That's the Charlie Bird. Charlie, that's a person. When comes the Lebo Lebowitz tribute album? Lebo was quite the catch. Can't believe we found him on thing. Marbin, you are the GOAT. I love you, man. I love you too, C. Quig. Favorite Holdsworth album? Well, I mean, Metal Fatigue has my favorite Holdsworth moments, but it's also tainted with horrendously, like, insanely tacky singing, so it's a problem. 16 Men of Tain as like my favorite production, but it's like sometimes a little bit avant-garde for my taste, you know. But I'm gonna go to 16 Men of Tain. The only Kenny I somewhat enjoy is the Train album. Yeah, I'm a big Barry Galbraith fan. Are you familiar with him? Who's gay? Is this like a Barry Galbraith? Is that like a jazz book guy? Sounds familiar. All right. Yeah, him and Grant Green definitely played simpler stuff. I'm a big fan of both, but definitely true that most of their music is fancy blues stuff. It doesn't speak to me. I love Wes. I don't understand why, like, it's kind of like sports. There's just like, the star athletes, and like being into like just the people and like the bench is kind of like weird and nerdy. Okay, I have a really important question. Say I'm playing a harmonic minor lick that starts 15, 14, 12, 11, then goes to 13, 12, 10, and then moves through 3 octaves going to the low E. Should I use 3 fingers for that first part? Oh my goodness. First of all, I can't believe I understand what you're writing, but I do for some reason. Yeah, so you are in, what would that be? Like E harmonic minor. I would go pinky, ring, index, ring, middle, index. So like that. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, probably pinky, ring, index, ring, middle, index. That's the thing though, you gotta have that in your repertoire. Or 4. Not 4, 3. You like Charlie Bird? Yeah. Have you found good use for the whole tone scale? Monk used it in some stuff. Yeah, I use whole tone. I use it on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use it when we funk vamp all the time. It's really interesting answers. Thanks. I definitely focus too hard on harmonic content, not on rhythm. Chat Baker. Trying to figure out the best way to play this style of line. Oh, I answered that already. Miles. Yeah, Miles. Take it or leave it. I don't know. Like, we were talking about it, how like, when you're trying to study jazz and you're like listening to Miles Davis, like a lot of time it's just kind of like atmospheric. But then when you listen back to it, it's like, well, it is memorable. Like, there's no doubt that like he plays memorable solos, so you gotta give him that. Chad Baker's badass, but it's a different vibe. Like, I really like his singing. My wife loves Chad Baker. Everybody's wife loves Chad Baker. Joyce Spring Clifford. Freddie Hubbard. Yeah, I'm not into Freddie. I mean, he's good, but I get bored of the albums. Roy Hargrove, Lee Morgan, Wynton Marsalis. Yeah, no, not for me. Wish I could sound more like them on guitar. His solo band is fun live, but I can't listen to his albums without getting bored. I think we're still talking about that guy. Marty's drummer steals the show. That's good. Yep. Stop it already. You should not be on your phone and drive at the same time, bro. Don't tell me how to live my life. Props to you. I would quit halfway through that comment. He's not the one driving. Brazil, what up? All right, thank you. That is really helpful. I always want my guitar to sound like a sax when soloing. I wonder, does having a great sax player alongside you force you away from that or encourage it? I never want my guitar to sound like a saxophone. I want my guitar to sound like a badass guitar. Like, I love Strats. I want it to sound like a great Strat,
What does it mean to sound like saxophone?
Huh?
What does he mean by it?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's something that Coltrane said and tried to do. And not Coltrane, Holdsworth, I mean.
Okay.
Like, no.
Showtime.
Yeah,
That's what he said.
Showtime. But like what he really did is just filter out the lows and the highs and had a lot of mid-range and kind of like a smooth, saturated tone.
But it means something when you say that. Because what is it? Like, saxophone players all sound different than each other. So what do you mean? Like the tone?
The tone, yeah. I think most people when they say that, it's almost like they're describing a touch, not a tone, and a time feel. And there's something about like, because it's like if you like most people that would describe like making the guitar sound like a saxophone would want to play nothing like you play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like really staccato and tonguing all the time. It's just like they'll listen to it, it's like, oh no, not that Jew saxophone stuff. I want to sound like a black man. So yeah, they do like a lot of the legato stuff, and on guitar you can get into that sound too. That's what Holdsworth is, you know. Listen not to it, you know, it's really hard to listen to Holdsworth and not get distracted by his notes because they're so odd sometimes, but listen to Holdsworth's rhythm and articulation. Listen to how it sits with the drums. Listen to the time relationship between the guitar and the drums and the time feel he's going for. When he's playing 32nd notes or 16th notes, there's a sort of, yeah, articulation, continuity that he's creating. And it's a whole other thing, you know. It's not like if you're picking a lot, you're just never in that sound. And if you're picking hard, you can't get it. So, yeah. How I love big women. That's
Spirit?
in spirit, yeah. It's platonic love. Brazil, Nelson Faria. Don't know who that is. What are 3 artists that influence you? What 3 artists that are influences that would surprise us? Leonard Cohen. I don't know, is that surprising?
Not to me.
Yeah, not to me. Astor Piazzolla. Surprises. Paul Simon. I don't know. Like those are kind of people we've always been checking out. Like even, you know, with Leonard Cohen, like some songs we really liked. Like we took the harmony from parts. You know. Yeah, I mean, definitely like the music you listen to again and again, especially like, you know, changes and rhythm stuff, like it seeps in to your compositions. Whatever happened to your Barlow? It's at home. Real musicians rule. Thanks. Greetings from Finland. Jeff Berlin. We know Jeffy. He decided he got in trouble on Facebook. Victor Wooten wrote him a nasty gram. Yeah. Alan's flow is great. He is great. Sounding like sax to me is the dynamic, the thicker tone, but also the phrasing. I tried to play Roland's lines, for example, and the phrasing does not fall easily on guitar. I don't like it. I don't like Roland's. And also like the stuff with like the motific development that he's like just beating it to death. It doesn't work on guitar in the same way. Yeah. It doesn't.
Yeah, there is something that I think people don't get, that if you change the tone of something, it changes the way it is.
Yeah.
Like we have, like there's a lot of stuff that I really don't like about on saxophone, but some people do, like switches. But it's like when you hear Pat Metheny plays all of us pentatonics, major pentatonics, it works, but for me it doesn't work on saxophone. I don't like playing like that.
Yeah.
You know, even if I have to touch it a bunch, I would do things to you know, to go around it.
Agreed.
Hmm?
Let's see. Somebody says, bro kind of looks like Mr. Bean. Hey, I didn't skip it. It was next. Yeah, dude. I am Mr. Bean. Opinions on Sko's Uber Jam. I love that album. It's a good album. He's beautiful. Thank you. Wish there was more Sean Lane footage. There's a whole bunch. Yeah, dude, Victor Wooten totally snapped on Facebook on Jeff Berlin. It's weird because that guy, you know, he's out there in the forest picking berries, telling you which mushrooms to eat, and shredding the bass, and then when he wants to write like a mean message, it's like he does it with that kind of spirit. It really hurt Jeff's feelings, I'm sure. It was a hard read because he was like being so positive in a way. It was, you know, it was very in character for Victor, which is strange. What do you think of Berlin's teaching compared to Wooten's? I don't understand what Jeff Berlin means. It's like everybody needs to like study with classical musicians or something. I think is what he's saying, like that you need to be educated by, like, not be self-taught, have music teachers, and be educated the real way. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have really real opinions about people's teachings. I have opinions about people's playing. So I like Victor Wooten's playing a hell of a lot more. You know, it's just I love Victor. I think Victor's the shit. So, you know, if you need to like pick berries in the forest and like go camping to develop that, and, you know, not be an internet troll, if that helps your bass playing, I can see that. You know, that's your path in life.
I just don't understand what Jeff Berlin wants, honestly. I read a bunch of stuff, and you know, Jeff was always nice to us.
Yeah, Jeff is awesome. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, both of them. It was also very nice.
Yeah, Victor's nice too.
I just don't understand what he wants. Like, what's the goal here?
Well, I think Victor wants to have bonfires.
No, not Victor, but
cook in
Jeff.
nature.
What does Jeff wants?
I don't know. I think Jeff likes to be. I think Jeff is kind of like he's like a magazine troll. He's just not adapting well to like the internet age. Like his thing was like to go on Bass Player magazine and be like, "Yo, a bunch of pussies for using a metronome," and then like people would like send like fucking like those mail pigeons back at him, like, "Oh, you're such a dick." But like now that it's fast, like you can't keep up with it. Takes a different set of skills to be an internet troll. Trust me.
Master class we did in Chattanooga, you remember?
Yeah.
That teacher asked me, "What if I don't want to practice?" And I was like,
"Don't practice, dumb bitch."
Why do I give a shit? Not in my band.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why do I care? And it's so weird. But I'm saying with Jeff, it's like, what do you care?
Yeah.
What do you care about how people teach and learn? It's also, I told you, it's like I think different people have different things that they get attracted to in music. Like when I look at other saxophone players that today, it's just the stuff that's obviously interesting to them is just not interesting to me. Like if somebody would tell me that learning licks is the way, and people did tell me that learning licks is the way to play jazz. You know, I thought they were wrong when I was young, but now it's like, I don't think they're wrong anymore. I think it's definitely like more people do that than do what I do.
Yeah.
So I was like, you can be really good at it too.
Yeah, no, I see. I mean, I think
it's just not for everybody.
I think now, I mean, there's the truth is that there are types of players, right? So if you want to be a Matteo Mancuso or like Yoshio Stefan or Matteo Sasato, then yeah, learn licks, learn solos. That's the way. Transcribe.
And it works.
Yeah.
Obviously they do it. If
They've proven it, and it's like that's like the road that leads there is clear, you know. But like, and if those are your heroes, then you should go in that kind of direction. Those certainly were not my heroes. Like, you know, it doesn't matter how many licks you transcribe and how many lines you transcribe. You can't become Scott Henderson that way, or, you know, Coltrane or Holdsworth or Stitt or somebody that's coming out from that school of playing. It's just, it's a whole other thing. Theny, Benson, West, Joe Pass. It's a linguistic thing. But you know, Michael Brecker, I think, is like the real hybrid of that system with the other thing. He wasn't like, he wasn't a lick player, but he was already moving in that direction and kind of making a...
He definitely has...
Yeah, he has licks that he plays in every solo, I know. With like longer movements, like longer than like a word, longer than a few notes. Danny's main influences: Charlie Parker, Sidney Bechet, Sonny Stitt, Cannonball, Michael Brecker.
I do like Coltrane as far as sound goes.
Yeah.
You know, it's like not huge playing influence anymore. But Sonny Stitt on tenor, I really like. I think Sonny Stitt is really...
Sonny Stitt, yeah. Amazing. New York Jazz is one of the best jazz albums of all time, for sure. I just subbed to the channel and I miss people being truthful and transparent like you guys are. I hate this fake nice to everyone bullshit guitar YouTube videos. Me too.
It's not just guitar, it's everything.
But they're not just fake online, I find. They're fake in person too. So it's rough.
Well, it comes back to bite you. It does it to us all the time.
What?
Stuff comes back to bite us.
Oh yeah. We say dumb shit, but you know, it's okay. The truth is, like, you know, we've always done our own thing, and unlike, you see, with a lot of people have internet fame, and like, you know, Giacomo Torra had internet fame, and the internet can just flip on you and just bite you in the ass the moment like you do something wrong. But we have music fans that, like, you know, we've been touring for like. Yeah, they could, but like one would flip, but like, you know, people have like we're a part of like a lot of people's lives through touring. Yeah, it's just like, you know, we've been playing these places for like 15 years, so it's just like one bad online moment doesn't mean anything for somebody who, like, you've been a part of their lives. You know, they spend time with your recordings. I mean, you know, obviously, like, don't curse them out, like, you know, don't be a dick, but like, it's a different kind of relationship when you actually have fans, you know what I mean? And again, you know, like, you know, people are like, no, I'm not gonna listen to you anymore, like, no, Berkeley's not gonna hire. It's like, dude, it's like, that's a fucking hot chick. It's like, no, I'm not gonna fuck you. It's like, you weren't gonna fuck me anyway, so at least let me say what's in my mind, bitch. Yeah, anyways, let's see. Deeply incisive. What's incisive mean? Victor commentary. What was it about? I don't know. Jeff can be condescending. Yeah. My wife loves the Smiths. What do you think of unconventional players like Johnny Marr? I have no idea who that is. Ever done
from the Sex Pistols?
I think that's Johnny Rod.
It might be both.
It could be. Ever done psychedelics, Marbin? Danny did some shrooms. I live in the bush.
That can mean so many things, and we're all
not great. Yeah. Jeff Berlin had given him. Wait a second. Jeff Berlin had given him my guitar, and he played a solo to show me how to attack the beat. He said I have to attack it like a bulldog. He was real into Banakis. Oh, Charlie Banakis.
Oh my God, another guy.
Yeah, dude. Dude, Charlie Banakis is like such a mythical character.
Nobody has the secrets. That's another thing, dude. We have the secrets.
Yeah.
But I don't even have.
Yeah, dude. I want to see videos of that Banakis guy because everybody's so into him, and I don't know enough to comment. But I studied with people who studied with him, like when I was at Berkeley. That's my comment, by the way. Now, every time somebody says like anything negative about my playing online, which is daily, I'm like, I went to Berkeley.
Can I say Danny went to Berkeley, and when they say something negative
about you? Yeah, Danny went to Berkeley. I went to Berkeley. It's impossible.
I want to defend Jeff Berlin.
Yeah.
And the condescending comments. And hopefully, because people say stuff like that about you too.
Yeah.
And I always think it's like, dude, we were always so nice to everybody and so helpful to everybody.
Yeah.
And did stuff for free, like way before it was like, now we're doing content and all the shit, right?
Yeah.
But
we're always trying to be generous with the stuff we do.
Yeah, we'd have my booking list. I share it with everybody. It's just because you have opinions that people don't like, I don't see how it makes you an asshole. And we met a lot of people.
Well, it's condescending because you think you're right and they're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think I'm right and they're wrong.
The problem is that they're afraid that you're right too, which makes it feel like you're condescending. Because, you know, people don't like feeling like they're wrong about things they do every day.
But I don't have any. I don't have any will to convince.
I know,
people.
but I think especially in America, there's like this thing that, like, if somebody, like doesn't come to you sort of like a student, like in a humble way of like show me your ways, and you still are trying to bring up things that are, let's say, that challenge the way that they do things, they take it very personally. They take it like an offense. Let's see. Which guitarists have your favorite vibrato style? Who should I study to have really wide vibrato? Yeah, I'd say Eric Clapton for sure. That Clapton vibrato is a real thing. Derek Trucks has wide and nice vibrato. Landau has great vibrato. Jimmy Herring has great vibrato. Jeff Beck has great vibrato. Gary Moore has great vibrato. I mean, Stevie Ray Vaughan has great vibrato. All the great ones really have great vibrato. You know, I mean, the jazz guys just don't use vibrato, right? It's like Django has great vibrato. Jimmy Rosenberg, the Gypsy Jazz guys have their own kind of vibrato. The kid of Dorado Schmidt, Amadi Schmidt, he has great vibrato. Yeah, lots of players have great vibrato. But you know, vibrato is a rhythmic thing, so it's just people are like, I want to work on my vibrato. Your vibrato only has meaning in the groove and the tempo you're playing, right? It has to be dynamic. The speed of your vibrato is related to you. Basically, if you can make the dance in time that looks like the vibrato you want to make on guitar, then it will come out. So when you're like playing up, right? It's like it's a way of ending a note. It's a way of fading out a dance. Think about it like a physical gesture. So control, it's more like you have to understand, let's say, the place from which the motion originates from, and there aren't that many, right? So it's like when you're using vibrato, if you squeeze a note, then you're using this forearm muscle that you use to close a fist, right? Like if you're just using your fingers, then it's that kind of motion. If you're doing a B.B. King vibrato, you're using rotation of the forearm to make that dance. If you're using Clapton vibrato, you're letting go of your thumb and you're using your entire forearm, and then you can have control of wow, 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 wow. And those are the three main places that it can come from, right? It's either your wrist or your loose wrist with supinating the forearm, your fingers squeezing, that's how they do it in Gypsy Jazz a lot, or your entire kind of forearm moving from the elbow root. So regardless of where it's coming from, think about like, okay, it's your fingers, then think about making the dance happen with your fingers. Right? It's like you gotta learn how to be rhythmic from that joint, right? It's like a dance. Only met Victor once. He was almost too nice. Yeah, Victor was amazing. He came to one of our shows in Sweetwater. And stayed like the whole night. Yeah, it was really cool. He bought an album.
He said, no,
And he said,
it's your time.
yeah.
I already had my time.
Yeah, he said, it's your time to tour. I've had my time. I'm not touring anymore. It was like the end of COVID. Then he just immediately started touring again. Listen to people like John Sykes, bro. He has insane vibrato. There's one Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of impersonating guy who has great vibrato. What's his name? Something with an S too. Sykes? Is that the guy? Am I thinking about the right guy? No. Read out loud. Okay. No, what's his name? fuck, I can't remember his name. Mason Cho. It's like he plays really good with like really well with a wah, like real blues guy. Fuck, I forgot his name. All right, let's see. Okay. He also is very adamant on chord tone soloing. Danny, who do you prefer, Mancuso or Josh Meter? Mancuso.
I prefer Mancuso.
Yeah, definitely Mancuso. Yeah, Mancuso really has something. It's undeniable.
Yes, I agree.
Let's see. Favorite venue in Chicago? Reggie's. I am the Bush. Again. Nice. I think Johnny Marr was with Morrissey or something. Don't know. Thoughts on Albert Eiler? I don't know who that is.
He's a saxophonist.
Danny says, Mark Rebo too. I like Mark. I like that stuff like that with the Cuban music, and obviously everybody likes Tom Waits. A showdown with Jimmy Bruno would be hilarious. I like Jimmy. I like his channel. I like his rants. I'm into him. He's very likable, that man. It's hard not to like him. Let it go, mate, please.
Yeah, I don't like avant-garde people that much. It's just Mezzanel Badalos.
No, avant-garde.
It's just, you know, if you don't, to me the interesting and the hard part in soloing, and I think that's why I can keep soloing, I'm still interested in it, is that you walk in within a frame that's harmonic and rhythmic and colorful, right? So it's like, if I'm playing with Marbin, it's like the sounds that people accompany me, and it's different, and I have a harmony that I'm trying to keep to, and you know, the groove, and also the colors that you're playing with. And when you change even a bass player, like I used to have a thing that I like to do with scissors, and like not like a way to go about the solo, and I don't really like it anymore.
Yeah.
Because there's different bass players.
Yeah.
It's just,
every band is, especially like if you're improvising, you gotta play with what you have, you know, and it's almost like avant-garde is way more restrictive in a way, because
much more.
you know the kind of, like, even if the choices are freer, the result is more similar. So when you have people improvising within a harmonic and rhythmic framework, the little things that might seem like smaller choices end up in more noticeably different corners of music, rather than just working with like shades of gray. That's what avant-garde music is. That's what exists outside of the realm of functional harmony. You know, when you're just improvising from the chromatic scale, basically trying to follow each other in this, like, in that kind of way. It's just so monochromatic. Who was the best Funky Friday performer? Oh my God, it's like a tallest midget contest.
Second video for sure.
Yeah, the second video they all played a little better. There are a few guys there that, like, I just felt like the tone was bad, and maybe they couldn't hear the track and their time wasn't great, but there certainly wasn't like any like very close calls where I was just like, oh my God, if only blah blah blah, this would be amazing. John Finn, I guess, did fine, you know. Some of these guys are nice guys, you know. I mean, a lot of them are. Some of them I know are not, but you know, it's a grift. It's rough. It's a grift. People wrote me, you're just doing it for the clicks. I'm partly doing all of this for the clicks, right? It's like, that's like, if you guys think that anybody is on YouTube not to get clicks, then you're fucking retarded. It's what the game is, right? It's just what it is. You have to get clicks. That's how all of our businesses run. But if you're already out here, just be honest about things, you know? So the Berkeley thing, it's just such an obvious money grab. I would honestly, I teach all the time. I have 40 people a week that I teach. There would never be a situation when I just sit down with a student and be like, you know what you should do? You should go to music school. It would never come out of my mouth. And not because I want to keep the students, you know, I'm busy. I have a waiting list. I'm good. It's just, it's never the right thing to do now for anybody. It isn't. It's just objectively isn't. You know what I mean? If you have an 18-year-old full scholarship, you know, honestly, maybe
it makes sense.
If you're like a hot ass chick, or like you're Julian Lage, which is like the male version of a hot ass chick, yeah, just like a guy that looks like he's out of a Wes Anderson movie, you know, at the right time, and you have all this momentum behind you, then yeah, like that's for you. But like that's like almost nobody. Like if it was you, you'd know it. So, you know, it's better to just move to a city where your favorite players live and try to start playing with them and hire them. You know what I mean? Don't try to get them to take you for their bands. Create a situation and just pay them out of pocket for a while.
What did he say? With a breathing?
You seem like you like Limp Bizkit. I love Limp Bizkit. Have you seen the phenomenal guitar player of King Cobra, JFS, on YouTube? He plays an avant-garde Trey Azagtoth, Morbid Angel, Paco de Lucia, Gypsy Gothic style, LOL. I don't know. I don't know what you're saying.
No, but Danny, what did Julian Dutch say? But when he breathes in compared to breathes out.
Oh yeah, that changes his tone when he breathes in and breathes out. Yeah, dude. That guy, oh my god, I'm sure he loves the smell of his own farts. I'm sure he just like, that one was actually really good. Oh my goodness, like, you smell that one? Yeah. Why does he talk like Michael Jackson? I do like him. I saw a concert in Chicago that was like so good. His trio concert.
Well, I didn't see this concert.
Did you ever encounter an instructor like J.K. Simmons' character in Whiplash? No, that is fictional. Hi from France.
We didn't do it in our lives. And we met a lot of assholes who were inside.
Not that style assholes. Not that aggressive.
But not that type.
They're more like women. They're more catty in the jazz scene. They're less like masculine than it's portrayed there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hi from France. I just want to say how much I dig your music theory videos. You're a great teacher and have given me many insights. Thank you and safe drive.
Yeah,
Thanks, Pete.
The guy from France that since we started playing in
2009. Yeah.
He's been asking us to send autographed pictures, but would not pay for it. Can you go and beat his ass?
Yeah, dude.
Can we find his
Once
ass?
a year, he sends me a message on Facebook Messenger like, have you sent it yet? He wants an autographed picture, and it's just like, you pay for postage, I'll send it. And it's just like, he's like, no, I will not. And it's just like,
and he's like, but I got it. He said, I have a collection. I got a collection of all the guitar players.
It's great. So yeah, you're gonna have to find this guy, Pete, and beat his ass. I like Zach Wild's vibrato. I like it too. Come on, Nishal. Thank you for a well thought out answer, man. You're welcome. McLaughlin's vibrato sounds like he got hit with a cattle prod. Yeah, dude. McLaughlin is one of the guys. The only thing I really admire about him is the courage that it takes to sit cross-legged at the beginning of a concert, and then like with the confidence that your legs aren't gonna fall asleep till the end. I would never be able to do that. Like if like a bunch of Indians, like if like, hey, Shakti calls and it's like, you have to play instead of like John McLaughlin, I'd be like, you motherfuckers have to get me a chair at least. So I'm just gonna stand and you're all gonna be just like dick level, just sitting there on the floor with your instruments. Cause it's like, this is crazy. Like his fucking sacral like chakra is so rooted, it's nuts. Like I don't even know how you do that. My legs are falling asleep just looking at him sitting cross-legged. How do you have that confidence as a white man to sit down on the floor like that for like a 3-hour concert. It's insanity. It's so crazy. Every time it's like that gives me more of a panic attack than like playing a gig like this, like Coltrane tunes all night, like countdown. Because
hours.
yeah, dude, they play forever with Shakti.
It feels like forever.
Yeah, it's actually as long as it feels. It's crazy. Anyway, let's see. Do you like John Zorn's compositions on the Masada project? Masada. I like just when he does that long scream. Oh! But yeah.
So while I said that I'm not into avant-garde players, it wasn't entirely correct, because I do like to steal from them, because they do cookie shit, and sometimes I can be like, hey, let me take the cookie shit that you do, and I'll put it in a musical context. So I do like taking stuff from them as saxophone players. Because they just, they spend their time trying to find...
Sometimes you can learn a lot from the homeless.
To find nonsense.
One time...
I do a bunch of stuff, like with, today I did the solo, I did was multiphonics, which I thought was hilarious in the last solo.
Yeah. No, you can learn. You can learn from the homeless. One time we were standing outside of Symphony Center, the CSO in Chicago, on like Michigan Avenue. This huge black guy, homeless guy, and he was just like this white lady, old, like 75-year-old with like a fur coat, was walking out of the the classical music hall, and he's just like, it's like, yo, what was Beethoven's favorite fruit? She's like, what? And he goes, banana. That's a good homeless joke. She was very scared.
I told him that later when I saw him.
What?
He asked me.
Oh, he asked you?
He was not happy.
No, that's his joke. Yeah. So you can't... Philip Seiss. Yes, Philip Seiss. That guy is badass. He has great vibrato. Thank you. That was really driving me crazy. Yes, Daryl Jones was super cool too. Yeah, he is cool. I just started listening to Fusion, and hopefully I can pick up some things to use in my own playing. Listen to Dirty Horse. That's our latest Fusion album. How is your practice routine before Berkeley? We've all read about Miles and Charlie Parker's 14 hours a day. What did Miles do for 14 hours a day? Jesus Christ, did you hear how he sounded on those Parker records? I don't think he played 14 hours in his life before that. Do you know Autumn Sivan? I love his playing. Oh yeah, we know Autumn. We're friends with Autumn. Yeah, we're from the same place. Albert Ahler was an avant-garde figure Coltrane was into, I believe. Okay. Yes. Hell yeah, I would grift if I could as well. Yep. What do you think about Mark Knopfler? Since we left Jeff Beck, I'm really curious. I like him. He's not really, I don't really see him as like a player as much as like a songwriter, but like the guitar parts on all those albums are kick-ass. His riffs are good. Just solid all around. Great sound. You could work some fully atonal avant-garde into Marbin for 15 seconds at a time for contrast. Could be exciting. Could be exciting for you, not for us. I would hate it. Have you Fusion guys seen Tori Slusher? I've seen Tori Slusher. Yeah, I'm not impressed with tapping. It's just not my thing. And I don't know. It's like, she's fine. It's not my thing though. It was like, I'm pretty picky about guitarists, so. Only go to music school if the halo effect applies to you, basically. LOL. Yeah. Wow. Tori Slusher is a genius player. Yeah, not my thing. I'm gonna have to agree to disagree. Marbin, love the YouTube guitar tutorials, my friend. Anyone else think Julian Lage looks a lot like Abraham Lincoln? He does look like Abraham Lincoln.
No, dude.
Huh?
Abraham Lincoln was a beast. He was like a champion wrestler.
Like a really skinny Abraham Lincoln.
Like a weak ass.
Yeah.
No.
A young Lincoln, yes. Cobra is a mentally ill LOL cow. Thanks, Marbin. You're welcome. J Dude, he's the best. LOL. Interesting stuff from around the world. Big long video on him. Cool. Let's see. Hit the like. Thank you. Randy's looking out for us. I saw Shakti at Berkeley. I saw Masters of Percussion, and that was cool. Hi from Roma. Hello, Wolfgang. Let's see. You sound white. Great ears. When you say Nuno was out there looking like Pocahontas on the cruise, top tier observation. Just about died laughing. Yeah, dude. He does look like Pocahontas. Does In Memory of Elizabeth Reed count as fusion? I don't know what you are saying. Tim Henson sounds like a video game. It's like a non-binary video game. Yeah, it's not. I don't play video games. But yeah, that whole style that metal is gone when, you know, it's metal used to belong to, you know, sort of just a different type of nerd. You know what I mean? And like the fact that metal got overtaken by like D&D nerds and gamer nerds is bad news for metal. You know, it was like
very masculine.
It was very masculine for a while. Yeah, it was like there's this threat of physical violence that was more in the air and out in the open, and like, you know, it's like there's an aggression in the music that wasn't just like it's like, you know, fuck you, mom, I can play as much Xbox as I want, Fortnite. Fortnite. It's just pathetic now, you know what I mean? Like the music is whatever, but just like the vibe, you know, it's so weak. It's just like, you know, incel like vibe. Like these hair metal people, it was all about sex, you know, like Nuno, I'm assuming, fucked like 10,000 people of all, you know, walks of life, genders, like, you know, just like that. It's like homeless, rich, duchesses, actors. I don't know. Just look at it. Like it's clear. Janitors, like it was pilots, like, you know, Van Halen, like all these people. There was a real sexual thing about it. Like, and even with Metallica, you know, it's just like I imagine these people in like those, you know, stopping in those porn shops you see by the side of the road in Kansas. The Lion Den, yeah, like with the glory holes, having sex with truckers, and the other people are just like into, like, it's just like internet porn and gaming, and it's just disgusting. Like it's not appealing at all to anybody who has ever been laid in their lives.
Which is not me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but we're virgin, so we get it.
It's appealing to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah, I love Philip Seiss. Chris Duarte is also great. Yeah, those dudes are badass. You see, that's great music. I mean, it's Stevie Ray Vaughan's music, but it's great. I actually, Tommy Katona too. Like, I love Stevie Ray Vaughan so much that I'll go to the fucking Elvis impersonator thing and have a great time, because it's just so magical to me. I just like when people make that sound. Tim Henson should have stuck to puppets. Buried Alive really does, but I think it can be interesting. Tim Henson's appeal to women is mildly confounding. Yeah, you know, it's because they all want to be his friend. Agree to disagree. If you want to play more advanced guitar, you either have to play metal or jazz or fusion, which is kind of both, or classical, which is its own other thing. Let's
You know,
see.
it is like you are correct that it is a computer game mentality. Like if you, you sit on the what?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Like you see what you said is right because it's as if you sit on the guitar because you would practice for 14 hours. Used to practice too for 14 hours weekend, but
Yeah.
when we could, we did it for a while. But I wouldn't. It's not a practice that you move your fingers for the cheat code to pass the level, and that seems to be the type of dedication that kind of person brings to music. Like if I'll sit on it again and again and again for 20 hours a day for 10 months, I'm gonna be able to move my fingers in a way that's really technical.
Yep.
Kind of like a cheat code.
But it's like that stuff, like, you know, the problem with practice, you never want to practice in a way that makes you travel not light, travel heavy. You know, it's like, think about like practicing can be a lot like throwing things in a backpack. And if you spend too long throwing shit in a backpack, you're too heavy to take the trip. And you know, it's like it's all about having things you can use, right? Taking things you can use with you and using them in a lot of ways and well, right? Just like, you know, go camping or something.
Well, but does he improvise? He doesn't, right?
Who?
Tim Manson.
I'm assuming not. It's just like classical music, yeah. Let's see. Hey now, I met Nuno and he was the nicest guy I ever met. The whole band was actually. Hey dude, I'm all about Nuno. Nuno's amazing. The whole band's super nice. I said that he loved getting ass back in the day, like 300 years ago, which I'm sure is true. Just look at him, right? I mean, women couldn't resist that. Check out Dan Jacob Wallace guitar playing. Don't know him? I can't stand John Mayer's guitar playing. Why? It's pretty good. LOL. Have you heard Jim Campilango's guitar playing? Great, I think you would like it if you haven't heard of him already. I did, but I don't remember. You know, I know that I've Googled that before, probably because you said, but I don't remember anything about it, which is not a great sign for me. I don't think, typically when I love something, I steal from it. I know you use a Thornbucker too in one of your guitars. Did you try the first Thornbucker as well? No, I didn't. I had an all single coil guitar, and then in a moment of confusion, I ordered my replacement with a humbucker, but I got used to it. It's nice. I actually like having it. I do like those Holdsworth pickups that are in the key soles quite a bit, but they're very dark. The problem is, like, if you're trying to balance humbuckers with single coils, it's kind of impossible. They make a very different sound, so it's just rough all around. Rick Beato showed a clip of him. Try a song with fireworks in the title. Okay.
Rick Beato is the best guitarist and producer of our generation.
Yeah, Rick Beato is the songbird of, like, you know, he's like Mozart too.
Did you hear the fourth thing that he did?
Oh, fifths. The fifths, yeah. There's a video on YouTube of Hansen trying to improvise. It's not worth watching. Yeah. Nuno seems like a great person, takes himself exactly the right amount of seriously. We saw him do we were right there. We just happened to walk into So You Think You Can Shred and Monsters of Rock. They were tearing people apart. They were so mean. It was amazing.
Well, I can't wait till next year.
Yeah. The one where he failed. Yes. Will you be doing a YT Patreon mini course on longer lines, fusion, improvisation? Yeah, but not the way you think. I don't really have any long lines. I think about like a bunch of short lines that are put together seamlessly to where you're not aware of where the seams are. So it's more like how you make sentences out of words. That's how I do it. Let's see. Tongue, sore. What's that mean? The Angelico guitar is good or the best? I have a D'Angelico that I don't like very much. I mean, there's obviously the Giacomo Tura model that we all fantasize about buying. I actually started a GoFundMe to buy one. It was almost operational, and then Mark Lettieri wrote me and asked me not to stop slandering Giacomo Tura because people are piling on too much, and I decided to take it off for Mark because for some reason these Italians stick together. You just ever realize that we are made to work to death? Yeah, I know that, of course.
What?
Have you ever looked at how bad the Berkeley guitar faculty bios are on their website? Yes, I am aware. I saw it on the...
What?
They have career highlights, and it's just like played with herself. You know, like just like nonsense. Just like looks like ChatGPT made it up. You know? Yeah. Are there any Berkeley guitar faculty that you think would be worth studying with, like privately? Yeah, Tim Miller. I think my teacher there, David Tronzo, is a good teacher for, I don't know how he is now, but like for me at the time, it was like absolute, you know, we just talk the whole time, and he would just like say really mean things to me about my playing, which for me was a very good thing. But for most people, I sometimes think about like what would happen in a situation that I'm in as a teacher if I started talking to my students like Tronzo talked to me, and they would start, a lot of them would just start crying. They would crumble into nothingness. And I don't think that he saw in me that wouldn't happen. I think he was trying to break me. I think he was actually a mean motherfucker. You know, but I found it very motivating. So you have to, but you know, I think like anytime you have a teacher and a student, there's no such thing really as like great teachers and great students. At the end of the day, you're meeting, you know, and there's just a relationship, and it's either productive or not productive. And I think, like, let's say when somebody comes to me and like doesn't know a blues scale and doesn't know any chords, and it's just like, you know, a rock player that just like reads tab, I'm not the right guy for them. You know what I mean? I can't carry them effectively from like point A to point B because I don't really understand where they are or exactly what they're trying to do, and I don't do that. So, you know, I've accepted that, like, you know, for me, there are people who are looking for something specific that it's more like if I have any like excitement about where they're trying to go, then I feel like I can help them. Yeah, I give private lessons. I give private lessons all the time. I'm full at the moment, but if you want, you can join a waiting list. Let's see. Do you consider Marbin to be a fusion or a hybrid between prog rock and jazz fusion? Giving the label, we're a fusion band. We are not. We're really not a prog band. Like, you know, we improvise. There's no parts. There's barely any bass lines. We have a few riffs. Most of the time, there's just a melody, and we're just playing changes. You know. So, to me, that's what a fusion band is. When you start writing riffs for everything, and you have parts from moment to moment, you're not thinking like just about what the harmony is, and listening for the rhythm and coming up with your own parts. That's what really the difference is. We don't have that. I do like Charlie Hunter quite a bit. I think he's great. How does someone not know the blues scale? A lot of people don't know the blues scale. A lot of people, you know, they know it, but they don't know it. You know, they know it like some areas, some keys. Again, it's like not like you have to know it perfectly to study. I think you have to want to improvise over songs. That's what I teach. You know, it's like I teach people how to play through harmony, through grooves, and it's the only thing I really know how to do. It's the only thing I'm qualified to do. What did Tronzo say that was critical? Oh my goodness. What didn't he say? Yeah, like anytime he would just like it. It was weird because he was like really sort of extremely unique and completely had his own sound, but that sound wasn't accepted, right? So it's like, imagine you have somebody who invented something like Van Halen did, but the culture doesn't embrace that thing, right? So he invented a sound on slide guitar. He invented a lot of techniques with prepared guitar that he kind of collected into like this little realm of his own, right? Like all the colors he was using were sort of his colors. But, you know, he had a story where he went and spent like a weekend with Paul Simon, and they were just kind of like jamming a lot. And after that, because Jamie Haddad, who was the percussionist in that band, got him to, you know, this opportunity, and like he was in his like whatever $15 million like New York home just jamming with Paul Simon for a weekend. And after that, Paul Simon told him, it's like, I love what you do, I just don't know how to use you. And you know, you can be the most unique guy out there if you're inventing like a totally new color, but at the end of the day, it's your job to bring it home too, and do something with it that people understand. And people have an inspiration of how to use. So anyways, he was really in one hand inspiring people to come up with their own shit, but he would also, like, anything you tried to do, I remember I was like getting into like rhythmic delays, you know, like Buckethead does, and like Nuno, and like, you know, stuff like that, trying to like come up with like chromatic things. And he's like, it's so cliche, people have been doing it for 30 years. Like anything you would find was either like, he was territorial about anything with his stuff, but anything you tried to do, he'd reject as like, just like, you know, you trying to like do some cheap stuff. So it was really tricky dynamic to navigate, but it made you, it's nice in a way to have like somebody you really want to impress in a really specific way, and just there's no way to do it, so you keep thinking about like what you could do with the instrument. And I think that's what he was really trying to make people do, you know, to just kind of like push you to think outside the box and reject everything that you come up with. Yeah. Let's see. I don't exactly understand the difference between your basic Patreon and the $12 a month subscription. I think it comes with the monthly lessons. So we do group lessons on Zoom once a month, and you can come on there and just ask questions and hang out with your guitar and stuff. Some websites talk about the blues scale, but then they just spell out minor pentatonic without the flat 5. Yeah, that's bullshit. Looks like the guy from Radiohead. That is me. The chicken voice is in my head. Jimmy Page is live playing. That's my shit. Yeah, he's good. How long of a drive you boys have? How long do we have?
1 hour to my house.
1 hour to Danny's house and another hour and a half to mine. Bring it on home and do something that people will understand. I feel like that is an important sentiment. Yeah, probably. Maybe Tronzo could expose his style with a good singer in a group. If not, use famous jazz sidemen. How do you like King Crimson? I like In the Court of the Crimson King and Red and Lizard. The whole beat discipline, that stuff is not for me. I like it kind of like before Tony Levin, before the 80s, when they were more of a classic rock band. Zappa. I like Zappa. I like Zappa a lot. I don't like the generation after Zappa that's inspired by Zappa. I feel like Zappa was a really, really important part of Zappa. Could you truly get away with playing fusion with just the major scale and modes and chromatic? No. Absolutely not. You cannot. You need to know melodic minor, at least. probably need to know some modes of harmonic minor. Maybe you could probably get away with major, pentatonics, melodic minor, and diminished. Trey Anastasio. No, thank you.
Like what his dad did.
What did he do?
Coffee.
I think that's that Fish guy. That guy's last name is actually something Fish.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, jam band guys, you know, they're like lobotomy fusion players. That's what I always sound like to me. You know, it's just searching for the right notes is what it feels like. Just that search. It's like, how can you be playing for... Like, I just don't understand how they keep hitting all these wrong notes in solos. Like, they're climbing up a major scale, and then they just, like, land on, like, a couple in a show. And I was just like, what? Why? Just, like, you know, it's hard, you know. I guess it's hard to play music. I don't know. But is that condescending? That's like a Jeff Berlin kind of comment, right? No. They're doing their thing. We played enough jam band festivals for me to know that they are doing something that fusion people just don't even have the awareness of. Like, they're facilitating an event. They're like being shamans of a community. And it's a whole other perspective on what soloing and music is and songs are. So in that way, it's like, it's just not fair to judge them with the same criteria that you would judge Scott Henderson or Alan Holdsworth, even though there's overlap in what they're going for. The big picture is just so different. It's not fair. You know, Jimmy Herring. I love Jimmy Herring. Greg Howe. You know, Greg Howe is somebody who I think it's very impressive on records and very unimpressive live.
Some live?
Yeah.
Just late?
No, Berkeley. Even though about cashing in, ever thought about cashing in and selling a guitar course?
What?
I am cashed in. Just go to our Patreon. That's what our Patreon is. Would you say that about Duane Allman? I don't think we need Duane Allman anymore. We have Derek Trucks now. You know what I mean? It's like that was a thing that led to a thing. We're good. Practice this as backing. Play 4 bars. Let's see, what are you answering? Practice this as backing. Play 4 bars of one chord, then 4 bars of another chord, but the second unrelated, not in the same key. That is often done in fusion, I suppose. Where is your accent from? Israel. Spot on. Take jam bands, totally different energy, musically facile but important, experientially effective. I don't know who Sean Baxter is. Do you like Alex Hutchings? You know, after the Giacomo thing, I went to check him out. You know, it's like jam track central solos and stuff are, you know, really good. But I went to see like a live concert on YouTube, and he doesn't play live like he plays on those solos. He just doesn't. There's a lot of players like that in that generation, and all those jam track central guitar players where their live improvisation is just, you know, not on par with with how they sound on those composed solos. That's more their art form. And yeah, it's weird, but you know, it's like when I hear it, it's like, to me that's a big turn off. Not that it's, I mean, it's fine to be like guitar composers, but it's like into my ear, that's where that music is. I don't like stuff that pretends to be fusion in let's say it's ethos, which is like get in there, improvise solos, do it well. Like, to me, there's a certain trust that you need to have in musicians that you are how do you even say it? Like if you think about music like a ritual, you don't want to lie about the type of ritual you're performing, right? And it's better to be upfront about it, because there's enough people that are into written guitar solos. Greg Howe is kind of like, I'm sure he's a good example of somebody who, I'm sure he improvises and splices takes to get what he's getting and tries a lot of things. But it's not like his albums don't have the same energy as his live playing. Like his live playing, it's almost like his sense of phrasing, he needs to like work it out on a sequencing program. It's not how it comes out of him, and I don't like that about him. But Scott Henderson is the same guy you hear on the records, right? Alan Holdsworth's the same guy you hear on the records. Schofield's the same guy. Matheny's the same guy, and I like that. You know, that's important to me as a listener. Schofield or Martino? Schofield. Any love for Robert Fripp? Yep. Is there anything you like about modern metal? No. Greg, I was about this before you were born, son. You ain't sheet. I'm not saying he's not good. He was like honestly, probably my biggest hero in high school. I don't know. For me, like as a listener, I'm not saying that like, you should listen to me, not him. I'm saying that as a listener, to me, that's something about him that like never really connected. Like whenever I hear him play live, I'm like, it's not at that level. You aren't fit to shine his shoes. Whoa, this guy's offended.
Whose shoes?
Greg Howe's shoes. I'm new here. Are you big Guthrie Govan fan? I am not, no. I think he's good. We just saw him. We were playing Cruise to the Edge, and the Aristocrats were playing that too. And we went to both of his shows. Marco Minima actually sat in with us. It was really fun. And yeah, I mean, he's a beast, but it's just that kind of music is like too proggy for my ears. Like I don't know. It's like when parts it's like really crazy, I couldn't play that in his place. But I really wish that like we got to see Guthrie just stretching out on like a blues, play Cantaloupe Island, play a funk groove, play in C minor for 5 minutes, just play on simple stuff, because I feel like that's the kind of thing that for me as a listener I'm looking for. I want to see what do you have? Like what are you going, take it somewhere. Let's see. Have you ever thought about producing? I think you'll be good at it. I produced all of our albums. Yeah, I realized that was a bad question. I removed it accordingly. Have you heard Gilad Hexomen? Yes, I have. What do you do for work? Well, I teach guitar, I run a Patreon page, and I tour. Matt Peters. Oh, producing other people's music? Producing is funny. I did a little bit of it, and you need to work with people who, like, you either need to be like Rick Rubin, which is just like, do your thing. Like, just, do whatever you want. Here, you don't have an idea? Read this menu. Just sing the words. Cold brew. Cold brew, and then it becomes a hit. It's either that kind of situation, or you have to have somebody who really listens to you, which in our generation of like absolute narcissists that like are somehow, it's a very, very weird combination of seeking constant validation and not listening at all to anybody. It's better to just not go there, because nobody can afford to pay anything anyway, so it's just like the money's not great. Like, cause what are you producing, a recording? Like, that's not gonna make any money. How are you're gonna get paid a percentage of a recording that you're gonna put on Spotify? It's crazy. Um, where are you touring recently? Well, we're just driving home from Marquette, Michigan right now.
Come to the East Coast, from Chicago to the East Coast.
Yeah, we're going to playing all the way. We're playing Iridium in New York, and in August we're playing all the way to Boston. Do you sniff your fingers after you pick your butt? Seems like you do. I get that vibe. I mean, why would you pick your butt? First of all, if not to sniff your fingers. Let me see what it smells like right now. Smells like Greg Howe's playing. I got his ass. Come on, guys. Props. Come on. Let's see the hearts. Let's see the hearts.
Same guy.
It's the same guy. McGregor. There's hearts. There's laughies. There's 52 people laughing. Come on. That was good timing. Come on. Are you angry? You're a little bit angry, right? Because you love those tapping licks. Let me guess, you spent a long time chasing that tone, and it smelled like poop. I'm good at this, sorry. Ever thought about incorporating more kazoo into your music? Not really. Has the Flash alien trolled you yet? Dude, we are buddies. I love Fingersis. Let's see. I write songs and I enjoy it to create art. Yeah, that's the shit. What did you think of Gilad? I like his dark tone and vocabulary, somewhat a hybrid of Frizzell Matheny, but has his own melody. It's not my thing. I don't get it. Today we were listening to it in the green room, actually, like a song he did with Larry Grenadier and Marcus Gilmore, and I just don't get it. I don't get it for the life of me. Again, it's like, he has a good sense of harmony and, like, playing chord melodies and stuff, but big chords, as he calls them. It's good. He's really good. I don't know. It's like they're all good, even finger sniffing, butt smelling Greg House. Van Halen fan at all? Yeah. Do you sniff your fingers after you play for a long time? Oh yeah. Where are y'all in Chicagoland? I'm in North Center. LOL. The trend these days is don't tour, just play in one's bedroom. Dude, touring's the best. We just had the best tour. It was awesome. Smells like victory, somebody said. It's funny. Are you ever playing in Vegas? I live here and down to check out your band. Yeah, we played there a bunch, but not anytime soon. Any plans to play in Denver?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll play there. FO, how embarrassing. Spelled like how. That's good. Oh, I think he left. Come on.
What a bitch.
Man. Probably went to get the album Introspection out of the toilet. I actually like Greg Howe. I don't even know why I'm talking shit right now. Just because that guy was defensive. Come on, I love it, yeah. Who's the most overrated jazz musician composer of all time, in your opinion? There's so many of them. Overrated? Let's see. Go by instrument. Overrated pianist. Definitely Bill Evans. To my ear. Even though people... Oh, Herbie. Herbie's another overrated one. Again, some people love that kind of music.
I like his sound.
I just...
Dolphin Dance album, Maiden Voyage.
Yeah.
I like that album. But
well, people build whole identities on these people. Honestly, largely Miles Davis, I would say. Even though, like, some of his albums are the best, a lot of them are not to my... I don't like them. I don't know. It's just...
As a player.
Yeah. I don't know. Have you ever done a band with a singer? Yeah. Would that make a song structure more pop or traditional than you would like? I just don't. First of all, I don't want to deal with singers.
It's me.
Unless it's Danny. And second of all, yeah, just like
I used to sing my way.
yeah, Danny used to sing My Way a lot on stage. It was great.
The sound check.
And sound check, yeah. We do exactly what we want to do. I think that's important for people.
Like to sleep.
I didn't sleep, yeah, but it's like when you're doing something like choosing a career in fusion, you should do exactly what you want to do inside it. Like, the only thing that makes any of it make sense is for you to have an amazing time playing. It's the only thing that makes any of this life make sense. So if you're not having an amazing time and don't compromise at all about like what it is that you're trying to do here, and be very transparent with the people you play with about how you would like to play the music you're playing, then what are you doing? Like, what's the point? Do you like Chick Corea? Some. I like his hairline. Thank you. Let's see. He wrote, I'm not angry. I just don't tolerate douchebags who spend a year at Berkeley and then get on YouTube. I am a Berkeley graduate, McGregor, Mathers. In my senior year in Berkeley, like 1,000 years ago, I actually attended a Greg Howe show, and he played with backing tracks for the whole show, and it was great. It was like seeing a homeless person on a strip mall, What is your inspiration for music? Mine is Pantera. Yeah, I like Pantera too. I don't know. I don't listen to a lot of music these days. I wouldn't pay a dime to sit through one of your shows. Probably wouldn't go if it was free either. Well, now because you're butthurt.
Where do you live?
Yeah, where do you live? But before you were butthurt, you probably would have. I get it. Like if I was shitting on your, if you were shitting on my heroes, I'd be upset too.
No, you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. But I still wouldn't go see your show because you're a rando on the internet. Where do you get your ideas from? My brain. Any guilty pleasures as far as guitar players go? Guilty pleasures.
Masturbating.
Yeah. I don't know how to answer that. I mean, I guess occasionally I'll go down like a slight like 80s shred listening diet, but I'm not embarrassed by that. I still think it's awesome. I think Yngwie's awesome. Love that stuff. Let's see. Will you ever play in Vegas? No. So I guess you prefer Julian Lodge to Exelman. I do. You need to hit the gym before you can talk smack.
What do you think all those muscles gonna do?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. How did you get Down syndrome? I was born this way. I got all these chromies. Thoughts on Michael Jackson? He was great. Oh, McGregor LOL because of the Down syndrome comment. He thought it was really funny. I think you just like that I'm being attacked. I love Bill Evans. I haven't built an identity on it yet. Thanks for the suggestion. All good. Hi from Spain.
Wait,
hi, Juan.
So McGregor is from Vegas?
I suspect you don't like Tosin Obasi at all. What about Pliny? Yeah, that's a whole category, school shooter music. I'm not into that. It's but I'm a guitarist. I'll watch like videos of Tosin and be impressed, just like you guys. It's very impressive. Honestly, though, I don't know a single person who has ever bought a Marbin album. Facts. Okay. Well,
Wait,
you know.
maybe you do.
I think.
How would you know, but you don't?
Yeah.
know?
How do you ask people about every album they ever bought? I don't think that's a fact. I think you need to start asking all of your friends about Marbin.
Maybe that's
You'd
not
be
a lot of
surprised.
friends.
Do you have friends? I mean, what are you doing here?
Is this Conor McGregor? Is this Conor McGregor in Vegas right now?
Yeah, you're not. Yeah.
Wait, is McGregor in Vegas?
I think it's a different guy in Vegas. That's not a Vegas guy. With fusion as a separate category, you seem to be somewhat conservative in your jazz taste. I am very conservative in my jazz taste. I like gypsy jazz. I like swing. You know. Yeah, for me, I'd say like Wes and Joe Pass are sort of as modern with guitars. I go and then it kind of skips all the way to fusion. Put some respect on a Berkeley graduate.
That's right.
Okay.
What about Metheny?
That's right. Oh, I'm a Berkeley graduate. Yes. Holy shit, this guy is mad. Yeah, he's Phil Anselmo would slap the smirk off your face.
Phil Anselmo?
Yeah, I think it's why? Because he doesn't like Jews, you mean? I love improvising, but it always appealing to the ego to write a composition that others might play years later. You know, you need to write songs. Writing songs is very important. McGregor said Berkeley is gay. Nothing wrong with being gay,
Yeah, dude.
or in Berkeley, or being gay at Berkeley. It's all good. It's all love, McGregor.
Or tapping.
His guilty pleasure is cross-dressing. Yeah, well, I am actually a biological female, so I'm doing a good job. LOL, Marbin's gonna find him and set up outside this guy's window, like say anything, but with a whole fusion band. Exactly. Phil Anselmo could barely walk and wears Crocs. Only thing he's slapping is the Abbott brother and the cool.
What the fuck are those references? What is this? No, for real.
I don't know. Haters, man, it happens. Phil Anselmo could wear Crocs if he wants. He gets a pass. Can we agree to disagree about Greg Howe's live playing and agree that Pantera rocks? I do love Pantera.
You guys just making
I have bought a Marbin album, but I wouldn't be your friend. I am here laughing at you on your gay drive. Okay, that's cool. I mean, listen, man.
Nothing bad
wrong.
about driving gay.
Yeah, you gotta. It's okay. Okay, good. I'm okay with that. You're a good sport. Steely Dan fan. No.
He's great.
It's my favorite saxophonist. Do you have to be good at bebop to play fusion? No. Most of them are not. Why is McGregor hating on you? I don't know. I think because I said something about Greg Howe. Wynton Marsalis. Right. When is the Australian tour? We need our minds blown too.
Why are tickets $10 billion?
Yeah, it's impossible to go to you guys. It's too expensive.
You know what people don't understand? I keep telling them, they think I'm joking.
Mm.
The only thing that stands between us playing your whatever place you live is money. That's the only. If you can get the money and transfer it to us, we will come and play wherever.
That makes sense.
Like we played. No matter where you're from, we probably played bigger shitholes.
Any appreciation for Jerry Garcia? It's not my thing.
Not in this way.
Yeah. Would you win in a death match? You and Rat Scholl? Is that the YouTuber guy with the pedals? I don't know. My girl has her fist in my backside while I listen to her music, and I respect it. That's one way to do it. Pantera does rock, and I'll admit I saw the Shameless new version twice. Yep. Two-part question. Best band or artist with horrible fans. Oh, Scott Henderson's fans are the worst. They just like are there.
They hate him.
They hate him, it seems, and they're just there to check out his rig. It's very
they're talking
very
shit
weird
about him.
hang, and they all shit on him. And best fans of a horrible band or artist. Oh man, like all.
Prog.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of prog bands that just have the most attentive, nicest, well-to-do people you'd ever meet. Prog fans are the best. Brian May is a good bisexual player. I didn't know he's bisexual. He likes girls too. How much blood would make you squeal? I don't know. Y'all ever do LA? Yep. Phil Anselmo loves Jews almost as much as Kanye West does. Yeah. Greg Halpentera, set all that aside, can we just agree that Jeff Tate is the king of fashion, travel agencies, and saxophone? And I guess he can sing all right. I don't know who that is. Did you ban McGregor? I would never ban anybody. Do you listen to metal music? I listen. Sometimes I go down like a nostalgia kind of thing and listen to some Megadeth and Metallica. Let's see.
I listen to Evanescence.
Somebody wrote, "I'm a Negro from Finland. Hi, nice to meet you." A song or a piece of music that you heard recently that has made a unique chord progression, or that has a unique chord progression. I don't know. What's unique? You know? Is Rick Beato really knowledgeable? Yeah.
Most.
Very. What are your hobbies? Gypsy jazz. Name some fusion guitarists apart from Holdsworth and Henderson.
Rick Beato.
Rick Beato, exactly. Oh, great ones. You know, you know who they are. Right, Fangambali. Again, it gets. There's a lot of players like whose music I don't like very much, so it's like I don't know. It's like it's weird. It's weird because outside of songs, it's weird to like people's playing. It becomes this thing where, you know, it's if you don't like the context, it's just bizarre. I don't know. Jeff Tate is Queensrÿche. Oh, then I know him. Would you blow Rick Beato for 1 million views on the down low? I'd blow him for 500,000 views.
Not for views even.
Yeah, just for free.
Be close to greatness.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard that if you blow Rick Beato enough, you get perfect pitch.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that Rick Beato splooge is the thing we were all looking for. They write the books about that. That's how you get it. Before that, I was relative. Yeah, dude. You gotta bang your relatives to get perfect. Let's see. Thoughts on Kiko Lorero? I think he's doing a good job. Pop. I love your music. Will you play at the local school for the deaf? Sure, why not? And blind. A chord progression that stood out to you? I don't know. Like, you know, you listen to jazz tunes, like they all have like their own little twists. It's not something that like it's not something I really think of apart from like melody. You know, it's like the harmony and the melody together give you like the counterpoint motion, and that's the thing you really pay attention to, I guess. Good evening and good luck with your tour. The educational content is out of this world. Good, much appreciated. Thank you. See you. Into Steve Morse at all? Yeah, we opened for him on Cruise to the Edge pre-party like 2 years ago. And yeah, he's a great player. What time of game? Ocha time. I recently saw Classified for a Queensryche tribute band looking for a singer. I literally had to laugh out loud. That's cool. Yeah, we were actually buddies with all of Queensryche. We met them in the first Monsters of Rock we were on, and their drummer Casey is like was a big fan, and yeah, we got to hang out with all of them. Like every time we do a cruise together, which is often. So. Yeah. Those cruises now have everybody, you know, it's just like so many famous people. What players have great solos but horrible songs? Frank Gambale. I mean, you know, great solos don't live in horrible songs, that's the problem. But he has like great chops and great ideas, and sometimes the song, it's just like the production and the songs, and like it's very 80s, a lot of synths. How important is technique, like being able to play 16th notes past 200 BPM in fusion? It's important. It's rhythmic freedom is important. I don't know if technique is just a way to get it out. You guys smoke weed and play? We've been known to do that. But, yeah. Somebody wrote, Gilad is too dainty for me. It's pretty effeminate. It hits pretty soft. Yeah. Have you heard Andy Timmons playing the great Mike Stern song Chromosome? Yeah, he plays it like he has an extra few. A show in Israel is needed. Yeah.
Same thing.
Boom, roasted.
Who wants to show in Israel?
I'm just giving people shit, honestly. I didn't hear it.
Somebody really want to show in Israel?
Yeah, Yadin wanted to show in Israel. Do you tune your Strat Tram to intervals like Carl Van Hain does? Yes, I do. What would be your desert island guitar rig? Exactly my guitar rig that I have in the back here. Sewer guitar, few pedals, custom audio electronics amp. Are you coming to Austin or San Antonio anytime soon? Nope. Sorry, Michael. Not anytime soon. Maybe in the fall. I'll try to book something. String gauge and brand. Diodarios, 10 to 40. What are they? 42, 46? What the standard Diodarios? Sewer. No, not Kiesel. The Kiesel's not mine. It's my video editor's. Have you ever been booked in Mississippi? Sure. We played Biloxi. We played Tupelo. We played Jackson a lot.
3 times.
Yeah.
We played
Hattiesburg. Yeah. Is there a relevant distinction between rock fusion and jazz fusion? No. I mean, people will make it up, but no. I mean, there aren't that many like important fusion bands in history. There were just a handful, you know, and we all know them. Those custom audio amps, are those made by John Sewer? They were a company that were Bob Bradshaw and John Sewer, and I think John Sewer owns the patents, but discontinued them, and they kind of rolled them into the PT100s. They're based on those amps that I play, but those amps are way different, way better sounding. Let's see. Will you Los Angeles anytime soon? No. Will you be attending the APAC convention this year? And will you be and if you do, will you play fiddler on the roof Roth? No.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, yes, and no. We're definitely coming to APAC, AIPAC, but you know, we're not gonna play that stuff. Actually, if you have a hookup there, have them invite us. I heard that
We have money.
they have money over there. Coming to New Orleans anytime soon. Nope. Ever been to the Schroeder facility? Oh yeah, all of the rock amps, and then I was there recently, and he now is making like hi-fi turntable kind of setups for rich people, and he was showing me some Sinatra music on like $120,000 worth of audio gear. It was very impressive. Schroeder's a very smart guy. Do you like Cox and Danny Gatton's playing? Sure, I do. I am not a member of the BIPOC community, but still support you guys. All good. You don't like bros improvising with pedals of color? Humphreys McGee? I don't really know them very well, honestly. Like, a few times somebody put on, but like, I don't know. Anytime anybody says Humphreys McGee, like, I don't have a sound that comes into my mind. Like, I always forget what they sound like. I know who they are very well, obviously, and I've listened to them before, but it's not something that like really grabbed me. Wow. Very nice. Up, held for review. You all fuck with sheets when you're out east? Of course we do. Sheets are, it's but sheets is okay. Saw them in Nature Conservatory in Lincoln Park Zoo, 2002. Weird time. What specifically makes Kenny G so bad, like compared to someone like Brecker? Well, Brecker is obviously, like, you know, a lot better. I mean, Kenny G is like mediocre. He's not as bad as people make him out to be. You know, his music is ridiculous, but a lot of these guys, like, I don't know, Dave Koz, his music is like ridiculous in a different way. I don't know. If you like smooth jazz, and it's like Kenny G's not even smooth jazz. It's like nothing about it. It's more like new age. You know, it's just the new age that's been wrongfully accused of being smooth jazz to get smooth jazz off the hook.
Going around like when Kenny G sounded like
yeah. Also, there's something racist about people's treatment of smooth jazz, because nobody ever talks shit when it's black people doing it. Like nobody like runs up to like George Benson like, you suck, smooth jazz, but like Kenny G though, like cast stones nonstop. Very strange. I don't like any of that shit. But you know, to each his own. Heard any tunes that get you going recently? Nope. Humphreys McGee sound like an overall company. Thoughts about Benson? Benson's a beast. Is new age better than smooth jazz? It's very different, you know. Like, what's the name of that thing Paul used to play in? Paul something? Paul Winter. Clifford Brown, yep. Any thoughts on solo acoustic players like Michael Hedges and Andy McKee? The Slappy Tappies? I think YouTube made it possible to enjoy that style of music. Like in the Michael Hedges days, like you literally had to like be in a spa to listen to that kind of music. Like, I don't know what you need to do, like get like a pedicure or like a Reiki treatment or some shit like that to sit through an album like that. There's just not a context in life, but somehow watching somebody go full Slappy Tappy is very engaging on YouTube. So I feel like that style almost like was just dying out, and then like anybody could start uploading videos of them, basically like make your own MTV clip, and those guys just floated to the top because it's just visually engaging. Was Sean Lane a good jazz musician? Thoughts on him? Sean Lane was a badass guitar player that took it technically the farthest it ever went, but he was just not a jazz musician, you know. It's not... His vocabulary had chromaticism, but the tools that he was using to create interest in dissonance were from Indian music, not from jazz music. Just those groups of 4, 5, 6s, and just honestly, his use of chromaticism was more visual shapes than anything else. So Jean-Luc Ponty has some great fusion albums and some dudes. Yeah, he is great. John Gom is the only one I like of these slappy tappy players. Again, they're all good. You know, it's like it's its own thing. I just, you know, the guitar is just bad at being the piano. It's like that's what I always think, and it's like you can make some cool arrangement things happen, but even guys who have great rhythm, like Tommy Emmanuel or something, when he starts drumming on the guitar, it's so limiting. You know what I mean? It's like they will never have the rhythmic freedom that a drummer has, and they will never have the harmonic freedom and the parts freedom, like that two-handed kind of thing that the piano has. So while at one point, like, you see somebody like that Marcin guy or something like that, and it's like very engaging, and I'm sure he can do it in real life, even though like those videos are edited, but like his live version of those is close enough and it's impressive. It's just such a party favor, you know what I mean? Like a part of it is just like this show and tell kind of thing, like juggling or something, and it's fascinating to watch. I'm not taking anything away from that, and it sounds cool, but for me as a listener, that's not. I like people taking the instrument in the direction where it can go the farthest, where you can actually have freedom. I think Alan Holdsworth, Joe Pass, Metheny, Django, I think the great guitarists all West, they understood what the guitar is supposed to do in the music, and they understood how to use all the colors to gain maximum expression and freedom. Jeff Beck, you know. So there's a sort of rejection of a way of playing guitar that is, like, let's say, the most technically convenient or in line with the nature of the instrument. And I think that I was always natural. Stevie Ray Vaughan, right? People like that. Like, I was drawn to that kind of playing, if that makes sense. Let's see. I watched you play 30 minutes of gypsy jazz on a gig and thought you sounded great, interesting to consider different realms you inhabit. Thank you. You know, I don't play it as well as I play fusion, but I like playing it. What's the fastest way to grow your vocabulary? Play gigs, learn songs, improvise a lot, and then like go home after the gigs, practice, asking yourself, what was the worst thing that I did? What's my biggest problem? Do you like Pat Metheny, Joyous Lake fusion album? I don't like Pat Martino's. I was gonna say Pat Metheny. That's not really it's a good album, you know. I'm not crazy about Pat Martino's heavier stuff. I like it's more like straight ahead. I think his sound works better with the straight ahead stuff personally. When I teach scales for improvising, I try to teach that the shape or geometry of the scale is going to enable certain vocabulary. This is really hard to explain in chat, but I want you to talk about it. Well, you know, visual thinking has the advantage of, you know, you can see it momentarily in a really clear way. Like you could just offload it to the fretboard and just navigate it that way. And it gives you this momentary access to the sound. And sometimes, you know, you can put it in your mind so much that it stays for days or weeks or months. It atrophies really quickly though, so it's a real problem. It's kind of like writing in sand and the wind comes and blows it away, and you have to like repeat the practice to just refresh these locations in your mind. So what tends to cement those are note names, intervals, different theoretical ways to like remember kind of like the recipes. But audiating is, and knowing, you know, what Dorian is by ear, and making a sort of, trying to cement that information through your mind's ear is really the only way to make some sort of permanent thing and navigate the choice making in a way that's personal. You want to create the feeling that you are choosing the things that go in the music. I think that's the most important thing. Adam Rogers and Wayne Krantz have some great fusion stuff. Yeah, I like the first few Wayne Krantz albums. I like 2 Drinks Minimum too, and Greenwich Mean is good. Adam Rogers, I liked his first album. I like Lost Tribe. It's good. Thoughts on Gary Moore? He's badass. Can you share the tone advice Scott Henderson was giving you? Well, he was talking to me about like the new IRs he developed that they're selling for $14, which is crazy. And the main thing is that he runs his boost pedal, his RC booster, with the volume all the way up and the gain kind of low. And with a lot of his pedals, to don't make your tone buzzy, he'll run boost pedals with the volume all the way up to push the amp and the gain low. And I think it's very noticeable when you make that adjustment. It gets the sound a little bit smoother, and it makes the tone adjustments you make in the pedal way more pronounced. I love Holdsworth, but some of his more atonal sequence riff I don't think would be good at slow tempo. They need speed in many cases. Yeah, that's true. You know, also Formula One races would be really lame very slowly. Wasn't a lot of Holdsworth stuff shape bass too. You know, yeah, I mean, some of Holdsworth stuff is hand things, obviously, but the way he was navigating it, you know what I mean? It's like rhythmically and phrasing wise was not. So he had a way of putting things together with that material that other people could never figure out. So his control of it and his way of like making sentences with it was very impressive. What kind of car are you guys driving in right now? This is Transit. Ford. Yeah, Holdsworth, when practicing scales, would look at the fretboard chart with all the notes circled too. Yeah, I think that's a visual that he tried to teach in an REH video once, but I don't think that was directly related to how he saw it moment to moment while improvising. Good luck. Thank you for the knowledge in the videos. Maybe catch you at the end of the road someday. Yeah, one day. Do you ever get tired of listening to yourself talk? Because I sure do. This is very boring.
McGregor?
Yeah, McGregor. Yeah, well, you know, McGregor, you've been here for a long time. I mean, I'm trying to stay awake, but I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Of course, there's a big disadvantage, but all fourth tunings allow very consistent shapes. Yeah, clearly not because you've been here for an hour. Yeah. Now, McGregor loves me. This is a new thing. I'm the new Greg Howe. I'm the captain now. זה בסדר? אתה נרדם? אני רק כאילו אתה... Okay. Okay, guys, we've arrived in Milwaukee, so I'm gonna sign off. See you guys soon.